Lawyer Kisi. When you make guase. Obi a product of Empraba. Oma sisi. Wakoji will be kuno wo. How dare you? No one bejina bontina. Side chick in yakuna. Emra webe emra. Ebeti mwede biya. Eme ebama wale for shameless man. Utu wa ushakawa. Why you about wedding da? One sign wedding marriage certificate da. Ah, ubeka marriage certificate in wasem. One said ya will see our pro. One said ya will lose you. Touch them as you fee. Edi ni never go abonte. Ube Freya and say ya side chick. When him ne guaseno. Disappointed lawyer. Shameful lawyer.
Ma Freda only say me who
lawyer who need credibility.
Omu bo dua, omu so omu bo odobro ni dua. Oma ko nsuo bi e na omu bo ni.
Sister me ha ho mo anebewu. Because
shameful lawyer.
Ahun ma ye di odobro ni echi ni enya ahun keto asa.
Shameful lawyer. Lawyer Kisi. Afi the one who said ya who can see what yam pinano. Side chick now so yes lekwe no. Once wa baba ya yire. Emma dia was so ya yire no. Ya man no just said ya where judge pardon na ya dia manana. Mami Akosua Serwaa ehu wani maguase. You have been disgraced in the whole world say onya yire ana frana kuba apotobi bre. Apotobi bre. Daddy Lumba kan yo si apotobi bra wa di fia boss way. Mo ma me chef me to asie, me hwase, me to asie.
Say dia we beka sa allegedly, beka sa lawyer Kusi dia wono or a social media fan that any ensem you cost you say ne o wa man for life so kra no petututu awada so le amenye so se ne sekwadutwi e no ba man for a life eso na bi so na so final judgment ni ba bonte a odobroni ewe ne ye no se ne di nka di videos ni bi edika ababa tremo no lawyer Kusi enso so a dropping new video abetratre enseni nyinamu ede atreye na no wo kirem se omudi bem ne amfa mo omo ana wo kirem se fodie no omodi no omudi deserve sa efodie nana make asa bebre yemo wram ni entie nyina emra
court form ye adwuma omo ya ade ya record time the less than 2 weeks a decade back we it's unprecedented and that is an achievement uba judgment na court no man na the court no can obon tofan and say apai says there draw court say odobroni yayire Akosua se wanzo yayire na awade type omo ware no Akosua se wade no when to me improve say ware Germany if I can something very important or say Germany awade and the crata ni prove and to be glad na no ka say ware Germany nya enough this is a crata your crata answer the buy or the way to so enye if you say Akosua se wane lumba signature ni so and enye and or say the most candorous of his statement in say yen onim de ekoso yakoye papers bi ne de abase a certificate which was impugning on our integrity as lawyers. To me it's scandalous. You see, so osan kan say adanse a Akosua Serwaa lawful attending adanse for die nyina anya papa de papa ne abusu apanyin ne Presla de na papa me wa Presla ko wa monkro osan make finding in favor of Presla say Presla nkru na wa amon na asam no otro ban kra emu odusin ye adanse for ne nsem mo kan and technically aboya asem agu na emom kuna ne de omina ankoy osan de to so se omina ankonko ekuna aye order Sebusian opinion support from no mkoyekuna. And that's the decision of the court. In fact, lawyers we must respect the decision, even though we disagree vehemently. Because a lot of things she said we can't agree to. And you know, sitting here, a lot of calls I'm having from abroad, lawyers calling me to find out what is happening. Locally, everybody. And you see, I'm a learned person. I can't align myself with decisions which are scandalous and I cannot defend. And I just spoke to my client who said we should appeal against the decision, and I agree with her. I will prosecute and appeal. And like I just said, no kure back, no kure be no kure be when we have gone upstairs. There will be our supporting a BS. Now, me permanent about your bona and second judgment now. 70 pages, right? 76.
76, yeah.
Exactly. You're back in Canada.
It's a Monday now.
What it is. The honor.
Bebrina boto, especially Ghana for amwa amanone. Na me can say we start the case way. Bebrina fra they have similar issues. And that is say we are president and kabi to me abwa. Ama ebinu mu sebi oni omukunu abre. Bibi nti sa abre which me be shame na chese. Obese o mawari basa but nia otembwafo no judgment or the man no any in some obubo so ewo in no betimi a highlight kakra jama especially wo cross examination response ebi mu de man ye o gidi say sa response say scrutinize o can be say it's an extract from a family value book now the buy no by because of extract internet say e be Ghana embassy ni ade endorse ni na no eno no sa we now kind sanity baby or no because they also can say that one is not probably part of the judgment but can say what make it course no ni ma o man for afre obi wo your friend saying Germany ho no ni near course but on person be kan wa ha
exactly
into no is it trying to assert say bia to just to impugn your own how do you call it evidence Modikoye.
Invest my integrity in evidence, it was suggest you say I come manufacture document near there, but I make a send it was unfortunate because I can cross my heart. The document is genuine from Germany, you see, and we also wrote to the German. You see, the point of certification,
okay,
in section 161 of the Evidence Act, one of the means verify foreign document and say would be called corona fruits no embassy normal co certify so now they are about the dance and here will be so there's a strong presumption of genuineness of the document unless there is suspicions and all that.
Okay,
so and over 1613 so I can say time in where to be verifying the idea court will be fun say genuine will move on because look, it's not only the document in our evidence ye bon krono aye presla na dance ni say no me aware say lumba aware wa buti and these are based of evidence that should have supported the certificate presla now also no anim say e ma omne lumba trance ebusuya trance ko fa ba lumba ba nso mbisa no e mo say ampa no wajai maybe say now or the certificate you see there be and the which side should the presumption go in favor of this document what does it but she has judgments are opinions of the judges and on one opinion you have to abide by it until I say no I could change it so that's what we intend to do.
So based on say what can say mamuni na nkodi kunani, it doesn't mean say evidence or do need to buy say aware call so Kofi oni adina any admitted say indeed say that didn't buy no ho ade ento your yere
so wa monkuro what does it and so I ndo wajitum say no kure na de e deska de bia no e no kure ye love what and kure de obo na chi. She gave a long testimony. She picked a few places and Mami and no war omo wari ordinance. Bimpoma also obwa. Because Kaso and Georgina been a and so say a whole lot of stories. And I believe it's an appealable judgment and we'll do such.
Okay. Wow. I was on for lawyer Kusi actually mu dia near course so
judgment never mama include back no trans na lie by lie Because we haven't seen it. It was what she read.
Okay, into best study.
Into the bar, the best study. Yeah, well, send a judgment. We have all grants of appeal bear 20, and we would make sure we go through it and do a correct work.
Now, a year sooner, yes, they share 13 for you. Now, some more appeal, that burn a bit to me at na ebia ye net me Akosua.
This judgment does not affect the funeral.
The funeral.
So them say relieve Kusi and our system.
Yeah.
I know there on back another forum. What I say? For us, it doesn't matter. In fact, they are affecting estate. No. So them say Akosua say one lumba most of the properties only in a dinner as well. So that also will come up. You get the point. If I jointly own a property with a husband, it's a matrimonial property.
So that also become a contention.
Another issue.
Because we'll be sure comment section as and say case we got I inform him the reason why I'm can't some fast and court. Just to no try say in case it's a for cancel moon conquer. What if Lumba eja will away chile? Na ebia one or it could be so no can say be most of the properties in our will there will be and the Maraso patch is only the spouse and the children who have capacity to even contest the will of an Obia almost away from me. And to say if the court do not pronounce we need or your area, why in a bit to me in case you say you could be well none which me I can say then I'm going to contest in same out because what if say or yeah well na Japadina or the common pahofro. Why in a bit me I can say Japadia woman. So you're in the man a bit me a contest here. Until here, and if you don't pronounce the specific, the person who's supposed to be the legitimate wife, and the man you never bit me that cockotana.
A man you now the same right as far as the pronouncement is concerned. But in cases where one of the wives has joint ownership with the disease in there, I know they are so and we will get to that.
Okay.
Nobody has entrusted the estate matter in my hands. But should it come to my office, I'll make sure I conduct a search and know the ownership of those properties before we take it up from there.
Because
a year no dear. The bay could have Busiana Bachelor. If our court granted to me, and then the court rightly said it. And the Busian Fono, I heard you obey Kuna. So Mukase, a woman Kusi say 1 year Kuna.
Okay, so wedding campus say with the instruction of your client, you know, appeal the decision. Na one say
appeal ready a file Monday.
Monday, yeah. Wow.
Send your court no judgment in some of the points you raised. The diagrams of appeal Monday file. Time is not on our side.
What opportunity any of clients are Serwaa from the court today?
She wasn't in a good mood when she heard the story. Obviously, it's expected. So, also a bre. More minutes to bre. Now, on a bigger note, this judgment was not for Akosua Serwaa alone. It represented a class of society. As Santos Ubium. A year and a sentiment, we have an opportunity for a pronouncement. A first year, a was sentiment. We'll see if this judgment can stand that kind of standard.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're done.
Because
Apostle. Na my question is in Akamanu because Yamiadum cross examination in number hobby.
Mama in Yamwa. We are here. So, I'm Ramudia, a sea. But you'll be to Mako next time. If you are convinced, okay, sir. Now, and young one was here by my judgment, enough from all over the globe will be afraid of what is happening in Ghana. Mama. A country like Germany, a sovereign country, a conducted marriage, never Ghana, a senior award. That's what the judgment is. What does it? And even when we have gone to the German embassy for them to state, say, omo de emra o no omo awade on say no de oji tuma enye paper kwa.
Is there any point Bianca when you say Bianca for German embassy for the more
met? Yeah, because about the German embassy be abefa. So yeah, or a German national. They don't necessarily in Ghana, but or a nationality German. And our client can explore a possibility of getting the German government to say we are interested in the body. All the various, we are waiting for the judgment. Now that it is in, we look at the various options available. Because if indeed they married, now I can court say, it is unfair. When in the eyes of his home country, he's married. Now Bagana was on warrior. You know what it means?
Let me say, in the process, you know, most of you will be as a Koba.
It's been a German embassy. In fact, what we wanted to do was to get the German embassy to tender the document from their office, so that question will maybe sano. Now I'm saying the 8 days in the case.
Okay.
Until Oman to me a map because I'm you get the point.
Okay.
Judge na be an okache say German be a sovereign and yet different opinion from Tomumba. What does it? Auntie, we made the effort.
Okay.
A certification we wrote to the Ghana embassy in Germany. I'm say they don't do those certifications. Yanko foreign affairs. We went to foreign affairs. So,
okay.
And we are all learning the law. You get the point.
Okay.
And so this will be a learning point for school for anyone.
Wow. I'm for you go send lawyer Kusi. Edin come jidi say you be share bibia dey e dey film. But you be no mami for mo be purchase and judgment we dey I to say and now you hearing say oh kunu ho I say we don't have power anymore.
So because no other Nigeria. That's the impulse of the judgment. But to be sincere with you, during the trial, I'm not sure Dobroni proved any marriage between him and Lumba. But I say, there won't plan what dear or and what time one in your bar, you not too dear. I don't know plan what dear. To some extent, I agree with her.
Okay.
And you know, because all dance marriage we had an implant what dear. Now, experts in super was implant what dear say no about now. I'm metamorphosed to marriage. Then obi agiatum. So
okay. Now I've been so patched. There was a discussion on radio. People were talking about marriage certificates now with the children before ahead of the judgment and say you are trying to prepare the minds of the team legal people to know say in case judgment now call my fan. I had to say then I said BB I'm trying.
Now the cancer normal to radio say I'm certificate and call. A fake. What were they preparing the mind of Omunkrofuana? You get it? Because they were in social media saying that Yanfa certificate and certificate original. And we have shown the original too. So we gave it to the media to examine. Hoping that after judgment yaba. And I'm saying leaky earlier on. This battle was fought in court and on social media, you know.
Yeah. Because now, of course, I didn't see one China judgment in the man sense after judgment, then you can go ahead to at least original now what they tender in as an evidence and which media actually. All right, now I have to say you are psyching the minds of.
I'm not psyching the mind of
the
court
judgment,
told us,
you know.
Say on social media. That couldn't have influenced the mind of the court.
Yeah.
You get the point. Now, I team legal there. So me sensitize myself in committee any offense against the law.
Okay.
It is when you are trying to induce the court to take a decision. That's where the problem is. I mean, I knew. So I waited till evidence was taken and it wasn't meant for the public in any way. You get the point.
Okay.
By a returning document, we need to get it captured.
Okay. Lawyer, I'm from Major Wakono. Jedi say, Nioba can or can in them. Jedi say, you learn something. For some, I can't. You had more Monday, more file appeal, then we'll pick it from there.
I am not down because I vehemently disagree with the judge. So I'm not down. You got the point.
Yeah.
Most of the evaluation of the evidence to me, because I did an extensive cross-examination, and most of them discredited the witnesses. None of them was mentioned by the judge. You get the point. Unim, Exhibit CF2 was a photograph tendered by Odobroni as the marriage photograph. We saw it was a Photoshop picture. The son in the right hand and then hand. It will be left handed. That one. The judge didn't comment on it. Is there any reason for that? Because if Odobroni is claiming to have been married, now who say picture of the buyer now and suggest no married and there were another for some for pijama.
Yeah.
And it discredits her. All the pictures she was seeing, almost the pictures were unchallenged. That's what they just said. And it was unfortunate.
I was just a lawyer, and you have a you know, at the Abana, we were a social media fan lawyer, you know, who should be another also watch the watching. I was saying, no, Mamma, for so and the be actual life in Ghana TV, within the actual